Hello everybody and welcome to Liam's Hobby Room. My name is Liam and this is my hobby room. And today on the LHR show we are painting some Warhammer miniatures, or as my wife affectionately calls it, War Mallet. So if you remember from a previous episode, a very gracious YouTuber named Lord Thorek sent me a pack of assault intercessors. I memorized what they're called just for this video. And the assault intercessors came with some paints to get you started and something else, I don't remember, and a brush. And so I used those to paint these miniatures, and I had a couple other Citadel paints lying around. The assembly process, super easy. It was all snap fit or push fit, just similar to Gundam model kits. The details were great. They're a little fuzzy in some areas, but mainly in the areas that are going to be harder to see. And because they're so tiny, you know, you're not really going to notice. The figures look really good. They're molded in gray, and they each come with a little base that you can peg them into. When I was putting these guys together, I was like, man, you know what would look really cool for this video? If there was like another bigger thing to put behind them. So I got a different Warhammer thing. I got one of these, a Dreadnought. I'd always wanted to do a Dreadnought just because I looked at them and thought they were kind of cool. So I painted up one of those as well. So when it came time to paint, I primed with Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black, which is what I usually prime with. And then I did all my base colors with my airbrush. So painting was interesting because I'm so used to painting with lacquer. That's kind of what I mainline these days. And for acrylic stuff, I really only use acrylics when I'm hand painting details here and there. So what I did was I thinned down the Macragge blue paint and I just sprayed that through my airbrush. I just used the Vallejo airbrush thinner, which worked fine. I had to percolate it every now and then, add a few drops here and there. Just because acrylic paints dry really, really fast. And if you're airbrushing them, you're gonna have to keep that airbrush clean. Only put a little bit of acrylic paint in your airbrush at a time. If you're painting with acrylic paint, just use a little bit at a time because you're gonna have to clean your airbrush quite a bit. So after my initial airbrushing pass, I'm pretty happy with how the colors turned out. Those of you who have seen me paint on this channel before probably know that I usually just prime in black and then work my colors up from there. So that's exactly what I did with this piece here. So I just used some Macragge blue and then I did all the blue stuff. There was a lot of blue stuff. And then I added a couple drops of, what is this called? Corax White. I added Corax White into it, and then I did some highlighting. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna do all the hand painting now. Yeah, here's one of my blue guys. So he's looking pretty good. I am pretty happy with how the colors turned out. They're pretty high contrast with the way I highlighted them, so that will work out pretty well once I put some wash on there. And then I went over top of those and I picked out all the details with my brush. I'm not really that used to painting minis anymore. I used to do it all the time. I have so many D&D minis that I painted just for playing with my friends and stuff, and I love doing that. But then, you know, I kind of fell back into Gundam really hard and haven't really come up for air. I had a lot of fun basing these miniatures. Basing is kind of like diorama light for me. I really like it. I didn't really do anything special on the intercessors, but with the Dreadnought I did, and I'll show you some close-ups here. It was kind of fun. It was just different. Little, blue, different. Please let me show you my blue guys. So that's the finished result. I'm pretty proud of them. I hope you like them. So this was a really fun way to share something with you guys that was kind of off my radar that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So big thanks to Lord Thorek for these assault intercessors. It was a really fun experiment. I really did enjoy my time with it, and I do hope to do more in the future. So maybe someday down the line I'll do the evil skeleton guys, Necrons, maybe I don't know. Lord Thorek and I got these miniatures from bchobbies.com. Take a look down in the description below and you can get some for yourself. And we'll see you guys next time on Liam's Hobby Room.